Alright, so we just picked up this new package of Heroclix Undead. We're going to be opening a full gravity feed of the set. I believe it includes 24 packages individually wrapped like any other gravity feed. This is the box that it came in. You can see on the sides it has classic characters like Dracula and a werewolf. And then it has some figures on the sides as well, on each side. And you can see some zombies and Dr. Jekyll there and everything. So we're going to go ahead and open each of these one at a time. Look at the figures we pull. Hoping to get some good stuff like the Frankenstein chase figure. Let's see what we get. Looks like the first figure we pulled in here is a vampire. Here you can see the card. And it's got the vampire, brood, and monster keywords. It looks like number 6 of the set, and it is a common. Second figure of the set is Dr. Frankenstein. Number 2, also a common. And he's one of the figures that was on the side of the box. Looks like he's wearing a lab coat and holding a test tube of some type of green stuff. No, red. That's definitely red. Dr. Frankenstein is one of the characters I was really wanting from this set. Even though he's not really a monster, he's more of a scientist. You know, actually has the monster and scientist keyword, so that makes sense. But the cool thing is, you guys know how much I love the monster keyword, and he gets to use support as a free action against characters that have the monster keyword on your team. And then when he uses it on those characters, you increase the d6 result by 1, so you get to heal monsters by +1 health. Oh, the next one we got here is Zombie Abraham Lincoln. Common figure number 8. So we've covered this character in another spotlight we were doing. Basically, he can be played at 3 different point values, 150, 60, and 40, although he lacks a lot in his movement. It goes from the highest 0.5 to the lowest 0.3. His special ability that allows his other monster characters, actually any characters, to give action tokens if they roll a 4 or a 7, because of his 4 score and 7 years ago power, is absolutely nuts. Looks like we got another vampire, the same as the first one, number 6, a common. And the next one here is number 5, also a common. He is a werewolf. So that's pretty cool. Let me pull him out of here real quick. Again, he's number 5. And he's another one of the generic characters. Usually, it looks like the theme in this set is a bunch of generic characters like zombies, vampires, werewolves, skeletons, and then each set has like an alpha character. I think this one's actually called Werewolf Alpha for them. And then you have like the zombie leader or the vampire leader like Dracula or something like that. So, pretty cool. Alright, next character that we just pulled is common number 3 of the set. He is a basic skeleton, another generic character, has the skeleton army and monster keywords. We have currently pulled 6 figures from this 24 figure pack, so we are 25% through, and we've only pulled commons so far. The way that we're opening this package is we're opening from the top to the bottom. We basically, instead of going through this thing, we actually just opened up the top, hoping that maybe that is affecting our types of pulls, because it is literally all common so far. And speaking of which, another generic character, Demon, number 4. So it looks like we've gotten so far number 2, number 3, number 4, just a second, we've gotten number 5, 2 number 6s, and a number 8. So the only ones that we haven't gotten in that, you know, like linear order are number 1 and 7. Alright, pull number 7 is another demon. Just a second. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. This is pull number 8. So we are now a third way through the brick, and we haven't passed number 8 in the set yet. It has literally all just been commons. I think this is the most atrocious distribution I have ever seen. Ever. We haven't even gotten an uncommon yet.
Maybe.
What is this garbage?
Hit.
Oh my gosh.
That's another common, isn't it?
Alright, we got another common. This is a zombie, number 1. So, what I've learned is, in getting a gravity feed, always get things from the bottom. If there's only things left at the top, don't get it. Because this is weird. I've never seen this happen before. The only other gravity feeds that I've purchased in bulk are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle gravity feeds, and they had a lot more variety. I know this set only had 19 revealed characters, so, you know, a lot of those were commons, but it's weird to have not seen a single rarity other than common so far. What do you know? Another zombie! Another zombie number 1. So let's see. So far, we have pulled zombie, zombie. Those are number 1. And then we've pulled 1 Dr. Frankenstein. We've pulled, let me see if we have a number 3. Yep, number 3 is the skeleton. And then 2 demons.
Here, I'll spread it.
A werewolf.
Okay.
Get these guys over. 2 vampires. And an Abraham Lincoln at number 8. The only one we're missing out of these 8 so far is number 7. So I'm not sure who number 7 is, actually.
I'm feeling lucky, guys.
Let's see. Let's hope.
Feeling lucky.
Well, we have number 9. Number 9 is a ghost. Another generic. Now, of course, this is heavily based on generics because it's all ghosts, zombies, and stuff like that. This guy's actually pretty cool, though. Look at that. I think out of the sculpts that were revealed, this was one of my favorites. I think he looks super cool. This is number 9. Again, he is a common. Haven't gotten into the uncommons or rares of the set yet. And I believe we have opened about half of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this next will be half of the set so far. If I was right about it being 24. I believe it usually is 24 in a gravity feed. It was weird because the box on the outside didn't say how many there were inside. Alright, this one is, I think, a rare.
Silver.
Yep. Alright, got Jacob Marley. It is a recast of the same sculpt for the ghost, who I have here as well, except that the plastic, instead of being painted, he is translucent plastic. And he's got the Frost Team ability. I don't remember what that does, but I think it's pretty cool. He is number 17 of the set, the first non-common that we've pulled at number 12. Alright, this one is Belphegor, number 13. And he has the Demon Legion and Monster keywords. I believe he is the leader of the demons. It looks like a repaint of the demon. Instead of being red, he's like a tannish purple. And he is also a rare, number 13 again. 90 points. I haven't really looked into him, but I know he's got some type of ability that helps his other demons, I think. He has a damage ability on his first 3 clicks called Faster My Minions at the beginning of your turn. Roll a d6 on a 4 through 5. Remove an action token from each adjacent friendly character with a Demon Legion keyword. On a 6, remove an action token from all friendly characters with a Demon Legion keyword. And those characters can use Sidestep this turn. That's great for mobility and for freeing up that team if you're playing a theme team of those characters. Alright, this is number 12 from the set, the Skeleton Champion. This is another rare, so yeah, maybe I haven't gotten enough gravity feeds or haven't paid enough attention to the distribution when I have gotten them, but the first 11 that we got were commons. That was from the top of the box, because we're opening it from the top to the bottom. And then we just hit a patch of rares when we were not hitting. We haven't even gotten any uncommons yet, but we hit 11 commons, and then this is the 3rd rare in a row. So it looks like they're actually, I don't know, not rare to the top to the more rare at the bottom. Again, it's Skeleton Champion, the leader of that generic skeleton character. Freaking crap! Freaking Frankenstein's monster.
Come back, Frankenstein.
I take back everything that has been said about disappointment so far. I don't know if I've said anything like that. Here is the chase from the set. The character that we have been waiting for, and yet we somehow don't deserve. This guy has just the monster keyword. We've talked about him in a spotlight once before. He has, for 60 points, he has 6 clicks, and it resembles a classic dial because you see that the damage value goes, well, it's a 2. It starts at a 3, goes down to a 2. He has Battle Fury the entire time. Goes down to an 8 attack, and his speed is absolutely horrible. But I love this character. And one of his best attack abilities here is Arg as a trait. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. On a 4 through 6, Frankenstein's monster may immediately make a close attack. So, if you're already in close combat, using that charge and super strength early, you are probably going to try to deal like 5 damage with a heavy object. And then, at the beginning of the next turn, if you're still alive or adjacent, you can just start smacking them for free. That's pretty great. We're just going to put him here, just as a trophy of what has happened in these last moments. The next one here is number 7, the character we were missing for that top 8. We've got the Grim Reaper. He has the Ghost Realm and Monster keywords, and his trait is one of my favorite from this set. I believe 2 characters have it, Grim Reaper and then Death, who I think is either a super rare or a rare from the set. It says, when an opposing character takes damage from an attack made by a character with a monster keyword, after resolutions, deal that character 1 unavoidable damage. If that character is not KO'd, immediately heal them of 1 damage. So the cool thing about that is nobody will ever be left on their last click. It is unavoidable, which means that they can't, reduce it with damage reducers and stuff like that. So it doesn't do any damage to anybody if they're not on their last click, but it just ensures that you finish them off if they're, limping around with that last click. I love that power. And this is one that I was really hoping I was gonna get. Freaking Dr. Jekyll. For anybody who doesn't know, this figure's main appeal is that he changes from Dr. Jekyll, the wonderful scientist with support and stealth, to Mr. Hyde, the close combat bruiser. And he is only 45 points. The thing is, he has to take a potion every 3 turns via his trait and Mr. Hyde. I'll go ahead and read that now. If Dr. Jekyll is on his red click numbers, which is, those are the clicks where he is Dr. Jekyll, then give him a power action. Turn him to blue click number 1 and give him 3 potion tokens. At the beginning of your turn, remove a potion token. When he has no potion tokens, turn him to a red click of the same number, which means if he can survive and keep doing that power action and last through those 3 turns as Mr. Hyde without dying, then you could actually keep going back to his first click. For 45 points, this dude's a boss. And he has an 11 attack at the beginning with an 18 defense, with a defensive power, toughness, and willpower. And then at the end of his Dr. Jekyll clicks, he has Outwit and Perplex. And at the beginning of them, he has a 10 attack with support. You're always going to have something that is being done by this guy. I love him so much. And he has that monster keyword as well to use in all of my monster theme teams. Alright, and here we have the Vampire Baron, the leader of the generic vampire characters. He is number 15 of the set, and he is also a rare. He runs, looks like, 30 points, so he's pretty cheap. But of course, all of these characters as generics have like 3 clicks each. You can see that he has 3 different forms at 3 clicks each. And he ignores characters on movement with flight. He turns into a bat with his damage power on one of those 3. Where it says the Shadow in the Night, and he has the tiny ability. And then he has Mist form or Bat form as a trait. As a free action, turn Vampire Baron to a click of the same number, but a different color. So he can turn into any of these 3 dials at your will. And that is pretty great. I guess this one, he might be like sleeping or something? Nope, Whisper on the Wind, he turns into Mist. And then he turns into a bat, and then he turns into some BA monster dude. Pretty great. I like him a lot. Ooh. And look at this guy. It is Death. He has, of course, the monster keyword, as well as Ghost Realm. We were just talking about him briefly. He has the same power, Harbinger of Death, I guess, as the Grim Reaper. So if somebody is hit by a character with a monster keyword, you click them 1 click, and then you click them 1 click back to see if they're dead yet. And then he also has the same, which we didn't cover last time, trait Giant Scythe, Blades, Claws, Fangs, with a giant reach of 2. He is number 16. He is a rare. This character primarily focuses on Precision Strike, which is not a great power anymore. He also has very low damage values for his 80-point value. I wouldn't imagine this character is going to get much mileage, but I would rather play the Grim Reaper for less in order to just get this Harbinger of Death ability. I think Grim Reaper's only 60 points, and he might even have, well, I just said he had terrible damage values, but he has Blades, Claws, Fangs with a giant reach of 2, so I guess that doesn't matter that much. And he's got Invincible in the beginning, but no Indomitable, so yeah, I don't know if I'd be playing him that much, but his figure looks really cool. Right there. Translucent Grim Reaper. Yeah. And we have another leader of the generics. This one is the Zombie Shambler, number 10. He is also a rare. I don't know if there are any uncommons in this set. It looks like it might just jump straight from common to rare. Give me that that Abraham Lincoln. He's number 8. So if there is an uncommon in the set, should be him. Do we have a green marker here? Oh, right here.
No.
Nope, it's white. So it looks like it just jumps straight from common to rare. That's weird. Okay. Well, either way, Zombie Shambler, he is 25 points. Real slow, of course, because he's a zombie. And then he's got Zombie Horde at the beginning of your turn. For all characters with this trait, choose one move or close action of the chosen type may be made by friendly characters with the Zombie Horde keyword. Doesn't count against your action total this turn. So it makes sure that if you have a bunch of these guys, they're all able to do whatever you want in the meantime. Got Indomitable, that's cool, 25 points. So I guess as a monster character, he's just a good point filler. And we have another skeleton, number 3. He is another common. Looks like we've gotten back down to the common area. The whole middle of that brick, or not brick, the whole middle of this this set was more rare characters, and they may just be sandwiched between the common characters. How many are left in there?
2 after this one.
Okay, so we have 3 left to open. I'm not sure if there's anybody left that I was interested in. This has actually been a really good set. We don't have a Werewolf Alpha yet. We have got another Zombie Abraham Lincoln, so that's cool. Number 8. And he also has the Zombie Horde ability we were just talking about from the Zombie Shambler, so yeah, that's neat. Werewolf! I don't mind that though, because I really like these guys as a generic character. So this is the second werewolf that we have pulled, common number 5. And of course, they have a trait that says half man, half wolf, half frenzied. They get the chance to change back and forth between their, human form and super werewolf form. And then some random frenzied form that I don't like because it only has 1 click. So you could just get, killed. At least it has willpower, but no damage reducer. He never has a damage reducer. But once you get to that point, somebody could just, smack you real quick and you're dead.
Alright, last pack.
Last pack luck. Oh,
Magic power on you.
Alpha werewolf. That's good. So we have 2 werewolves and an alpha. This guy is 50 points. He has freaking hypersonic speed in his human-ish form. I guess that couldn't be pure human. So let's go ahead and read this trait in a little more detail since this guy seems a little more usable for 50 points. He has 2 legs, 4 legs, frenzied. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6 for all characters with a lycanthrope trait. 1 through 3, turn werewolf alpha to a red click of the same number. 4 through 5, turn werewolf alpha to a blue click of the same number. 6, turn werewolf alpha to purple click number 1. So I guess the advantage to this is you turn into that for 1 click, and then if you end up changing in one of the next turns, then he will turn back into another form. He seems really good. The issue would be his unpredictability, because you could never plan on what he's going to do. You want to put him in a place where he can use hypersonic, suddenly he gets charged, you can't move as far. And then, especially if you turn into his frenzied form, and you only have sidestep. But in his frenzied form, he does have a damage power that is unique from the other 2 dials, and that is Bloodlust. Do not turn Werewolf Alpha's dial when the d6 is rolled for his trait. When Werewolf Alpha would clear action tokens, roll a d6. 1 through 4, instead of clearing tokens, turn him to red click number 1. 5 through 6, only remove 1 action token. Werewolf Alpha has protected outwit. So he really gets stuck in that form. Once he rolls a 6, it kind of screws him, because he loses his mobility, and then it makes it to where he is not able to really change back or take off action tokens. But he does have claws and teeth. When Werewolf Alpha makes a close attack, he deals penetrating damage. So that's cool, I guess. He just deals 3 penetrating damage at a time, but has a 12 attack. So I would prefer not to fall onto that click, but that's just me. So that was the entire gravity feed of the Undead set. What we pulled, how about we go ahead and stick what we pulled in here. But the priority and best piece, as far as rarity and want, was Mr. Frankenstein's monster. But a character that I really appreciated pulling is, where is a freaking Dr. Jekyll? I think I'll use him all the time. So, just as a quick rundown, we pulled 2 zombie Abraham Lincolns, 2 werewolves, a werewolf alpha, Dr. Jekyll, a zombie shambler, Grim Reaper, Frankenstein's monster, skeleton champion, Belphegor, the leader of the demons, Jacob Marley, a ghost, 2 vampires, I think, and then 2 demons, 2 skeletons, 2 zombies, a Dr. Frankenstein, and Death. So in all, I feel like that ended up being a very well distributed gravity feed. After having just looked at the set on HC Realms, looks like we pulled literally every figure you could pull from this set except for the other chase, Ghost of Abraham Lincoln. And I would not expect to pull 2 chases in the same gravity feed. So we made out real well. We actually got several of each generic character. The only non-generic character that we pulled is Zombie Abraham Lincoln, as far as having pulled him twice. But I think we got 2 of every other generic character, 1 of each leader of those characters, and then we got the Frankenstein's monster chase. And again, the only figure we didn't pull was Ghost of Abraham Lincoln chase. So, yeah, it was a real good pack here. If you were to buy individual packs, I would definitely say if you are able to choose from like a full package, based on having opened this set, you should definitely choose from somewhere in the middle. Don't choose from anywhere near the top of the box, like, you know, above where the little flap is, because that was literally all commons, like 12 in a row. It was a whole just pile of commons up there. So all of the rares and the chase from the set were pulled from the middle of the package, more toward the bottom. I think there were like 4 commons down there with it. So that is the Undead set. I was a little disappointed to start because of that giant pool of commons. I had lost hope, but then once we pulled that Frankenstein's monster and a few rares, it really started to be exciting. So I would recommend, if you're interested in the set, to pick up a gravity feed, especially since the distribution seems good if you buy the gravity feed as a whole package. But if you're going to get 1 at a time, I definitely wouldn't bet on its distribution, since it seems like it kind of clusters them all together. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode of Dimension Shift Studios, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.